I'm sitting on a saddle.
I know you're uncomfortable, bud.
A literal saddle. My boys are like
I'll bet.
like
I'm very sorry about
it's
that.
just, they're just you know,
Yeah,
I've
this
gone up an
is
octave.
my butthole is on whatever is in this shelf right now.
It's like it's just like a think of books, knowledge, So hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Metal Hour, episode 23, I do believe. And as always, I am Dominic Guard, and next to me is not Zach Hart. Actually, it is, but he's had really well done surgery. And
Yes, my doctor is highly recommended.
there you go. But actually, no, it is my girlfriend, Miss Casey Lane. Yes, and I know everyone's thinking, oh, he brought his girlfriend on here. She doesn't know anything.
Listen, I'm cool, alright?
It's like, I can hang. I believe him. Miss Casey Lane with us today.
What up?
Unfortunately, Zach could not be with us because,
He died. Rip.
he died from the Metal Hour. But no. Work is crazy, I get it. But, the show must go on, so we got to just start bumping things out. And bombard him, tell him he sucks, and tell him, hey, quit leaving Dom hanging. Mm-hmm.
Honestly.
But no, I love him. Hope he's doing well. Work is work, and you gotta make that dosh, dude. Gotta make that dough.
Please don't call it that.
But actually, we're gonna dive right into it. I want people to kind of know you a little bit more because I would like to have you, more interaction with us as we start to grow. Not just you, but anybody else with bands and some people that we've met along the way that I'm gonna be getting into. But something pretty interesting about your name, actually.
Yep.
The middle name Lane.
Yep, so my dad named me after Lane Staley, the lead singer of Alice in Chains, because my dad is a music snob, for lack of better words.
I mean, that works out because I want to name my daughter Maiden.
Yeah.
After the band Iron Maiden, because freaking why not? It's an awesome band.
And what a sick name too. Can we talk
like
about
just
that?
just Maiden in general. I love it.
Your kid's gonna be famous.
Speaking of
Perfect stage name.
Right? Just Maiden, just getting up on. Speaking of interesting names for kids and whatnot, and when it comes to metal, that sort, I tried to talk out on a couple episodes ago. You and I took a trip to Georgia.
Yep.
Actually, and we visited Helen, Georgia, which is a phenomenal place. If you guys can get out there, go check it out. But we went to this restaurant. I wouldn't really call it a restaurant. It was more like a fast food joint. It was kind of like a deep fried place,
like a super hole in the wall type of place.
Yeah, and so we get in there, we order our food, and I look over into the corner and I see this drink that I've seen advertised a lot of times by our friends over at Out of Time. Shout out Out of Time. What's up, guys? Over at Out of Time, called Liquid Death. And the funny thing is, for the longest time, I thought it was like a beer or like an energy drink or something like that. I'm like, okay, I see that it's advertised, a couple bucks, screw it, let me get it. And so I buy it, not knowing what to expect. And then I freaking open this up, expecting like, I don't know, some like hops or something, like some beer tasted type of deal. It's freaking water.
It's water.
It's water in a can. And it actually...
I told you. I don't know what that was.
That is broken now. So
no, don't say that. Oh my god, I really want to know what that is.
You're fine. It's water in a can. And I gotta say, it has probably some of the best advertising I have ever seen.
I can't.
Because it was basically it's a skull dripping with water, and the tagline is "Murder Your Thirst," and the entire backstory on the back is just friggin' hilarious. And so I started following them on Instagram, and just the entire thing is over the top, just outrageous.
And you get they have a baby name generator.
Yes.
And so if you name your kid the name that it generates for you, you get what is it, 18-year supply?
18 years supply. And it's not just like, oh, we'll name your kid, Catherine or whatever. No, it's like freaking Gorgoroth, Killmonger, Sephiroth, all these different weird names. And they literally say if you use that name, you have to send in a copy of the birth certificate. They will give you an 18 years supply of liquid death water.
I'm just gonna think of a really sick nickname.
Right?
I feel like it's kind of worth it though.
I might give it a shot.
It's free water.
But
18 years of free water.
I remember you talking to me about if you had a son, you would name him Levi.
Yes, short for Leviathan. Thank you.
And we're like, oh, Levi is so cute. Yeah, but you don't know the underlying meaning. Just start, and then you just start speaking in tongues, and he just starts rising, just eyes rolled back. A freaking choir of angels start coming out of nowhere, just. Oh my
God, you know Latin?
God, no.
Some being in the corner just starts
just like, hey, who summoned me?
He's just super chill about it, though.
Like, you guys know it's my
You
day
rang.
off. You guys
What
know
up?
it's my day off. What? It's like the State Farm commercials that you ever see. It's like, look, good neighbor State Farmer's there, huh? And the guy's about to get murdered, and he's
Demons
like,
don't get days off. Demons are on the clock 24/7, and don't even joke about that.
you don't joke about forklift certification.
Stop! I told you, that's not a joke. That's not a joke. Don't joke about forklifts.
You don't joke about forklift certification.
My father was a forklift driver.
My mother was a certification.
Okay, we're really getting off track.
But anyway, freaking Liquid Death. It's really neat, actually, because not only is it super metal, but the reason it comes in a can, which you have to get beside because you're so used to drinking out of a bottle or a glass or something like that.
Oh, it's weird.
It is really weird.
But I like it, though.
It's kind of different. The reason they use a can is because it uses less materials as a plastic bottle would. And it just basically works out a lot better. And actually, they do a lot for the environment. They do a lot of stuff, a lot of wholesome stuff. And can we just talk about their mascot, who's like this super buff, probably like, you remember the headbangers from the Brutal Legend game?
Yes.
It looks like a headbanger, but his face is a liquid death bottle, and his nipples are eyes.
I love it.
And I'll put a picture up on here, but
get that tattooed on me.
You should, right in the face.
Just just cover the eyes and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make your eyes his nipples.
Yes,
and then
that's exactly what I was thinking.
There you go.
I love that we're always on the same page.
Exactly, but that was actually really cool, and I started following them. These guys are the most outrageous people in the entire world. So if you guys don't follow Liquid Death, go support them. Go show love and murder your thirst, ladies and gentlemen. We are not sponsored, but if you guys want to,
that'd be great.
That'd be amazing. I'll drink it every day for you guys. But
we should have got some Liquid Death and just.
We should have just been like, we're not sponsored, and but it's really cool. And speaking of promoting things, I don't know if you notice what I'm wearing right now.
Oh gosh, golly, I sure didn't notice. What is that you're wearing? Tell us.
Oh my goodness, this is a new Metal Hour shirt that we have, ladies and gentlemen. Bring back Crabcore is what it is, in case you couldn't tell. Because crabcore, back in the early 2000s, was an amazing genre of just low chugging deep to the ground. If your knees are not touching, it's not worth it. Shout out to Attack Attack, who invented crabcore. Stick Stickly is an amazing song. I don't care what anybody says.
I feel like nobody's coming after you. You don't have to defend yourself. Can
we just talk about, though?
No. All right.
You had the exact same hair as all the Attack members
That's not
back
nice.
in seventh or eighth grade.
That's not nice.
Like the really straightened bowl cut.
I feel like that's personal. That's really personal. Also, stop stalking my Facebook. I don't like that.
Stalking your Facebook. I am your Facebook. I am your forklift certification.
Stop! I really thought we moved past that.
No, we
You
haven't.
backpedaled quite a bit.
But I want to do a shameless plug for this shirt. Bring back Crabcore. It is on teespring.com. We will put a link down below. Please, we have way more merch than this. We got regular Metal Hour shirts. We have Bring Back Crabcore. We have Dead on the Inside, which is one of my personal favorites. And just a whole lot of more really neat stuff that we have on there. And if you guys go check it out, I would absolutely love that. Please, I want to do that. And please help me. I have nothing else. They won't let me eat until I sell one.
That's not true. We're well fed.
But speaking of shirts, can we talk about yours real quick?
Yes, we can. I will always talk about this shirt.
Protest the Hero, I think, is a band not a lot of people actually know about.
No, unfortunately, it is. They're not, and it's very sad. It makes me very sad.
I was one of those people who did not know, and you told me to listen to a few of them, and I gotta say, I freaking dig them. Like, Protest the Hero is actually really good because
I say it like it's my band. It's
right.
not my band.
Thanks. Yeah. Because I really like the sound that they produce. It's kind of like a post-hardcore mixed with metalcore in a sense. It really
is like, yeah. There's some punk influence in there for sure, but yeah, they're just like a Canadian progressive metal band. I don't even know honestly what genre to call them.
Right.
I've never really heard anything like Protest. They've got, is it 6 albums?
6 albums.
Now?
Are they still together and producing music? Or...
RF left, their bassist. Mm-hmm. He's no longer with them. I don't think Mo's with them either. Their drummer. Maybe he is.
So they kind of like on a hiatus type of deal?
Yeah, not keeping up like I should.
Right.
But yeah, no, I know RF left. I think he had some family stuff. He just wanted to.
You know, sometimes you gotta do that, which sucks because that unfortunately you see the end of a great band that way. When one person leaves and the next guy's like, okay, well, I gotta go. Then
I think RF left. I want to say after Volition, which was their album that came out in 2013. Mm-hmm. But they had another album called Pacific Myth that came out, I don't know what year, but I don't think he was part of that one.
Right.
And Volition was completely fan funded.
Oh, really?
They just donations and stuff like that was how they got that album done. I don't know about Pacific Myth though, but.
So were they not signed to a label at that time, or?
You're asking all the wrong questions. But...
So it is basically a fan funded full album that they did.
Yeah.
Which. That's really neat, and that's what sucks about what's going on right now, with a lot of the bands not being able to tour or do anything.
Yeah,
they're not really getting the money, and I know there's bands right now that are still out producing music, and basically hoping that when they drop their albums, first off, we can finally go back to concerts. Everything else is open, but we can't go to concerts. I'm not going to get into that.
No, we'll both cry.
But. I know Slaughter Prevail is coming out with new music because Alex Terrible just announced Baba Yaga, which is one of their new singles coming, and he even announced that the new Slaughter Prevail is going to sound more kind of like post-hardcore in a sense, which I could kind of see go pretty well, especially from the song Agony, which is more like post-hardcore, kind of in your face, not really like guttural, not really. He still does gutturals, but not like super like in your face, just like not Demolisher style, not any of his early stuff like Hell, Russian Hate and stuff like that, or Chronic Slaughter. It's gonna be more upbeat, in your face, like just 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 on the drums, stuff like that, And so I'm really excited about that. And not only that, but Whitechapel, which I talk about all the time on here. Just, I want to say just, they said about a week or so ago, but just announced that they are in process right now of working on their eighth studio album, right after The Valley, which I am not ready for.
I think you are.
I'm not ready for it because Phil Bozeman himself even said this is going to be an extension of The Valley. He has more things he needs to say, more things he needs to write about. And I've heard some of the tracks that Zach, Alex, and Ben have been working on, and it is heavy, it is melodic, and I am not ready. I'm not going to survive this.
You're ready.
I'm
You're fine.
not
You'll
ready.
be fine.
I'm just really curious about the album art and the name of it, because the name of the album tells the entire story itself, you know?
Yeah.
So
Usually.
I'm pretty excited about that, and I hope for great things. You know, I'm really happy.
You know you're gonna be in love no matter what.
Oh yeah, dude, no joke. Anything they put out, they could put out a video of Phil Bozeman farting into a microphone, and I'll be like, more. You know, they can just release videos of Coco wimping, and I'll be okay with that. Just yeah. Which, if you guys don't know, Coco
First of all,
is
yeah.
Phil Bozeman's dog, and she's the cutest thing in the freaking world.
She's a freaking angel.
And I find it really funny, if you look at his profile, this dude is one of the most brutal death metal vocalists in the game currently.
If not the most. I mean, honestly.
I'll say, I don't
just
care
with
what
that
anybody says,
range.
at me. I'll fight you. But the most brutal death metal vocalist in the game right now. But then you look at his Instagram and his Facebook and stuff, it's just photos of him and his dog the entire time, and just him cuddling and playing with toys and just talking in baby voices with her. It is the greatest, it's the most wholesome thing in the world, and I absolutely love it. He needs to be
What's
protected.
his other dog's name?
His other dog's name is Max. Max is pretty cool, but it's all about Coco.
Yeah.
It's all
Coco's
about Coco.
the show.
Coco's the show. I like that. It's actually kind of funny because a mutual friend of you of mine, she goes to concerts with me all the time. And we're both really huge fans of Coco. And we wanted to go to the next Whitechapel concert and bring, I don't know, maybe a sign or even shirts that say, "Piss off, Phil, we want Coco." And I want to get him to sign it. Or just even see it, because he'll probably
Okay,
just go,
but what do you think the odds are of him actually bringing his dog on stage? Not high, I'd bet.
Oh, very, very low. But it's mainly for a joke factor, you know, so he can see it, and when he gets off stage, just go, nice.
Nice.
I like it. But speaking of death metal and stuff like that, and because that's what we talk about, something interesting about you actually that a lot of people don't know is when it comes to the metal genre, it's not so much death metal or metalcore or anything like that for you. You're actually one of the slim few who enjoys black metal.
It's black metal for me. Karak Angren, actually went to go see Karak Angren in 2016 at the Orpheum.
Which you introduced me to them.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, I'm a freaking huge fan.
I would be surprised if you weren't. They're phenomenal.
If you guys don't know Karak Angren, go check them out. The album I would suggest would be the Death Came From a Phantom Ship.
Yeah, Death Came Through a Phantom Ship.
Yes.
And personally, my favorite is Lamendam.
Mm-hmm.
I would recommend that one. They're magical. It's symphonic black metal is.
It's really beautiful, especially the whole Death Came From a Phantom or Through a Phantom Ship.
Yep.
Through a Phantom Ship?
Through.
Okay. Death Came Through a Phantom Ship. The whole entire
It's a concept album.
it is. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, sorry. Oh my god. So it tells a story from beginning to end. It's just one long story of pretty much like a not modern times, but like they have radios and stuff. They encounter like this ghost ship, and then it goes back to tell the story of how the ghost ship became the ghost ship, and it's just phenomenal. Just a phenomenal album.
That I love that, and just it itself is so smooth, so clean, so well mixed. Just everybody in the whole entire band. There's only like what three guys? Is there three guys? Three guys. There's Saragor,
Namtar, and Ardek.
And Ardek.
Yep.
And can we just talk real quick? These guys are full corpse paint.
Tunics and everything.
Tunics
and
everything.
They do not fuck around.
Saragor, Nordic. You said no. I'm sorry.
The Netherlands.
The Netherlands.
The Netherlands. What?
No, I'm saying what the guy's name? It's Saragor.
Saragor.
Ardek.
Ardek and Namtar.
Namtar. That's what I was trying to think of. And it's funny because I'm happy that they have those stage names because the lead singer
his name is Dennis. His name is Dennis.
It's like, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? We are Croc Ingrid, and I am Dennis. You know?
First of all, he does not sound like that.
I don't know. I've never heard him talk. I'm sure he has.
Well, I haven't heard him talk like anything other than like exactly how his vocals sound on the album.
Just, you know. Do you think that when they do speak in the makeup, it's a voice?
Oh, absolutely. No, it's a show.
Yeah, I figured.
I mean, I want to go back because we're not just going to talk about Croc Ingrid because I love some Watain.
Mm-hmm.
And
Watain's more like it's interesting.
Satanic black metal, but for lack of better words.
The thing with Watain is you can't hear anything.
It's just not true. That is not true. That's your opinion, and I feel like that's rude.
But can you try to explain Watain a little bit, if there even is
satanic black metal? That pretty much says it all.
Yeah, there we go.
You just have to listen to them. I would recommend the album Lawless Darkness, track number 3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Stop. You're throwing me off.
You threw off my groove.
The song Four Thrones is my favorite. Also, Waters of Eyne. Waters of Eyne is a wonderful song if you like aimless noise.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When you first showed me them, I was like, okay, all right, interesting. It's one of those.
Interesting.
It's one of those you have to give a chance. Just like any metal, you have to give it a chance.
Buddy, if you can sit here and listen to Whitechapel, you can sit through some Watain.
And I have, and I find them great. I thoroughly enjoy them.
Good, because I absolutely love Whitechapel. And like you introduced me to Whitechapel, I never would have had any idea.
Right.
But like Somatic Defilement is just it's
steak sauce.
The entire album is my anthem. Thank you.
I love it. And I will say I'm really happy that you introduced me to Croc Ingrid because that entire Phantom Ship or Ghost Ship, I'll get it one of these days. Phantom Ship album is phenomenal from start to finish. It's so well put together. The story is phenomenal.
So well produced.
Absolutely.
I don't know what their label is or anything like that.
I'm not sure. I think I'm sure they have some type of maybe like a Norwegian label. Netherlands label or something of that sort because I know they don't have a Sumerian or a Rise. Rise wouldn't sign them because Rise usually does more post-hardcore metalcore type of deals. They could, but I don't know if they would work well. Metal Blade Records, maybe, because they do more heavier. They've done Suicide Silence, Whitechapel. I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, Shadow of Intent is produced by them. If not, then Sumerian. But you told me a story at one time about you went to a black metal show and you had a female. What was her name? The female black metal vocalist.
Oh, I have never actually seen them.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Oh.
Dark and Nocturne Slaughter Cult. Onilar.
Onilar
is her name, and she's my real mother. She's my real mother. Long, just obnoxiously long blonde hair. She wears these, like, you know, the cuffs with, like, the giant spikes on them.
Yeah.
Like, just
Obnoxiously
your
large
ideal,
spikes.
like, whenever you hear the words black metal, like,
You
that's
think-
what,
you
like,
think
satanic
of
black
her.
metal, that's what you think of.
Yeah.
And she's full corpse paint, and she, like, in the middle of the show, every show, she gets this goblet full of pig's blood, and she'll take, like, just a mouthful of it, and then just spit it all over the audience.
Now,
and
the
honestly,
question
mommy,
is,
I can't.
is it real pig's blood,
Yeah.
or is it they
No,
confirm-
of course it's real pig's
they-
blood. We're not
I
fucking
don't
around,
know.
man.
I don't know. I mean, sometimes they're just like, oh, it's tomato juice. You know.
No, this is real pig's blood.
Don't they have a pig's head that they keep on ice? In the...
That is Watain.
That is
so
Watain, actually.
whenever they are touring, they will keep the same 2 pigs' heads for 6 months, 8 months at a time. Let them rot.
Will
get
they
all
like sit
smelly.
them out in the sun for a while?
No, they just sit in ice on the
Oh.
tour bus while they. So my brother actually, he went to a Watain concert, and the pigs' heads are on like these staffs, like they just
So kind of like Lord of the Flies type.
yeah,
of
they
deal.
just like
yeah.
on the staffs.
Just like, hey, guys, excuse me, real quick.
They do that at the beginning of setup, and then by the time the band comes on, the entire place just reeks of death,
I
like
think that-
actual death, and
I
that's
think
the
that's
idea.
I think that's the idea that
That's
they're
the
going
idea.
for. Yeah.
Absolutely. You
That-
gotta really get into it.
That sounds amazing.
It sounds like something God would disapprove of.
You're like, hey, can you turn your head away from me real quick?
I swear I'll wash the pig's blood off, but then you just
You just start
know?
licking it. You're like, yeah. But you actually recently found, I guess this can count as a new blood in a sense, but you found a band on Sirius Radio called was it Electric Wizard?
no. Wait, okay, hold
Or
on.
was it, or what was the name of the?
What's your
It was the black metal
Emperor?
band. Emperor. That's what it was. And there's they had a song called Wizard or something.
I am the Black Wizard?
I am the Black Wizard.
something like that. I don't know.
But
I feel like that's wrong.
Emperor though.
Yeah. Emperor's great. Totally just noise, and I love it. Electric Wizard though, we can totally talk
Electric Wizard. That's
about.
what
We
I was
can talk
thinking
about
of.
Electric Wizard if you want, because
Would you count them as kind of like metal in a sense, or would they be?
stoner metal, honestly.
I feel it. Yeah.
Doom metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're pretty doomy. Very, very lots of chugginess.
Yeah.
That's all it is, really.
Just straight, just full on, just chugging.
Yeah, I call them stoner metal. I don't like whatever is behind here. It
you
just
can
makes me so
scoot up
nervous.
if you
I
like.
have tried.
Just there you go. There you go.
Sorry.
It's okay. But stoner metal.
Yes. Or doom metal, or I don't even know what to call them, but I love Electric Wizard.
Yeah.
Their album Dope Throne and Barbarian is a really good song off that album, and you guys should check it out.
Absolutely, man. But now we got to dive into you a little bit more, which I'm excited because not a lot of people really enjoy black metal or find a lot of people who enjoy it themselves. I will say that you've really opened me up to that, and I was like, right on, man. Which I feel like I've done the same because you haven't really listened to like a lot of death metal or deathcore, and I've opened you up to that, and I'm like, right on, dude. That's what it's all about, man. You know, just reaching out to people.
Keeping an open
know.
mind.
Exactly. I mean, I was never really big into black metal, but that's because I listened to the wrong things.
Yeah.
At first, I listened to like deep black metal, like the.
Yeah,
when you
I
hear
wouldn't
black
start
metal-
off with Mayhem or Bursum. Like, that's not...
No.
Bursum is just...
Anything that has
Oh.
a foreign sounding name, stay away from that for a second, then come back
I
to
don't
it.
know, Watain.
Right.
But they're good.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something else. One more band
Yeah.
that I would like to recommend.
What you got?
Deaf Heaven.
Okay.
It's a really, really good black metal band. Check out the album Sunbather.
I think
and
you've had me listen to them a few
I
times. Yeah.
have. Very good for driving at night.
Mm-hmm.
Just on the stereo full blast.
Right.
Just really good for just zoning out.
But that,
Muscle memory driving.
just what?
I don't know about that.
No, that's me. I sleep at the wheel.
Yeah. Okay, that's too
I'm the one
real.
who crashes
That's
the
too
car.
real. I'm gonna need you to take about 80% off the top of her there, bud.
Oh man. But I will say something happened recently that unfortunately you were not able to go to, but Zach and I made it to there, which Zach almost missed it because of traffic and
Y'all bet he did.
because of traffic
Sorry.
and getting out late. But he made it there just in time. But our boys over at Moxled had a concert recently. And if you guys don't know Moxled, they're a high school, kind of like more, I would put them more kind of like stoner rock in a sense. Not so much.
Now I'm actually mad that I didn't get to go.
Not so much in the metal scene, but they've been really good to us, and we've been really good to them. Very, very supportive guys. And so they said, we got a concert at the Orpheum. I'm like, I freaking love the Orpheum.
Freaking love the Orpheum.
And let's go do it. And so I get there, and I feel really bad for them because two of their guys, Netzi, who's their lead singer, he unfortunately got sick, so he couldn't be there.
Oh, that's awful.
It is. And their drummer, like you got to remember, these guys are still kids. They're like 16, 17 years old. So
really?
Yeah. So the drummer's dad told him he couldn't go.
Oh no!
And I'm like, oh my gosh, dude. Listen, I'm not here to tell you how to parent, but I know of my parents.
I feel like that's not the way.
If it was something that important to me, and if other people are counting on me, I know I've done this a couple times. My mom has grounded me from things back when I lived with my parents. She's grounded me from things, but she's never. If people are counting on me, she'd never stop me from going to that. Like, say it was a band concert, you know, or our band's getting together and we're gonna go play. She'd be like, "You can't do none of this. Go play that show. Once you're done with that show, you come back here, and that's all you can do."
Yeah, that's kind of like that's a really awful thing to take away from your kid. Like,
Right.
I mean, what if that night had been the night that someone special was there?
Yeah, like
maybe
somebody big, but they pulled it out actually. They did a whole acoustic set, and their buddy from D Prime, who was actually one of their original singers at first, came on and pretty much just helped them out the entire time. And they did a really good job. I was very proud of them. When it was short notice, they pulled it out, and they put on a pretty good show. It was funny because they actually dedicated a song to Zach, but he wasn't able to be there. And they did a cover of Alice in Chains' Rooster because he asked them to, and they're like, "Hey, so this song is dedicated to Zach from the Metal Hour. Unfortunately, he couldn't be there." And I was like, "Yeah, but I'm here though." And they're like, "Yeah, Dom's here," and the whole crowd was like, "Woo!" Because I'm not exaggerating, because Moxled talks about us all the time, so it felt kind of cool being recognized by people, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so awesome!"
That is awesome.
Yeah, I was like, "This is so cool." I feel like somebody like famous in a sense. I by far not.
Just to be recognized at all.
Yeah.
It's just, there's a sense of pride in like knowing that what you're doing has some recognition behind it.
Right, absolutely. And it was really cool because we met up with a guy named Mike, who was the lead singer of D Prime's, I want to say stepdad, or if not real dad. I don't remember. But we met him and his wife, who are by far the nicest people in the world. Absolutely very, very sweet, very supportive of their kids, which makes me feel really good, because they're always, every concert we've ever been to for them, they're always there front row filming it, cheering them on, you know. And I want to give a big shout out to Mike because he does vlogs and whatnot. And if you go to his YouTube channel, Chasing Dreams with Mike, there's a full video of Moxled's set on there, and actually like a kind of like he calls it an interview, but it's more of us just talking and BSing with him back and forth. But he got to talk to both Zach and I, and he put it on camera and he started talking to all of us, and it was really cool to, you know, be interviewed in a sense, or meet like fans and stuff like that, because you can tell how awkward we are, because we're like, we don't know what to do. do? You know, and so I'm just trying to be as polite as I can and just try to stay as calm and collected, not be like, oh my gosh, thank you guys for noticing me, you know. But we were looking at the stage and Moxley was coming off, and we kind of turned around, and the mom was like, oh, so this is the famous metal hour. I'm like, we are not famous. She's like, in Lakeland you guys are. I'm like, I guess, you know, I don't know. But Chasing Dreams of Mike, phenomenal guy. Mike, thank you so much for talking to us, hanging out with us, giving us a shout out on everything. We want to give you a shout out, you and your wife. You guys are phenomenal people, and we hope to do more with you. We definitely want to talk to you a little bit more. And I'm going to skip one of these stories because Zach would tell it a lot better. But after we go, the concert venue is in Ybor, Tampa. And Ybor is known for two things. One, for phenomenal scenery. It is a beautiful town, filled with a lot of clubs, bars, venues, restaurants.
And crime.
And also for its crime. It is one of the most dangerous places in Central Florida.
Honestly.
So do not walk there alone. But we
That's
went.
a serious statement. Please actually don't do that.
Please don't walk out there alone. But we went to this restaurant we kind of found just across the venue called Zydeco. It's spelled Zydeco. Zydeco. Zito.
I don't know. I didn't go.
Xenomorphs. I don't know, but it's basically a brew house. It's a New Orleans style brew house. So they have a lot of like Cajun style food and po' boys and stuff like that, and they brew their own beers in the back.
You gotta stop. I'm starving.
This place was really, really good, and I gotta give a shout out to them because they were really nice, very, very cool. And Zach had a IPA called, I think it was called like Suicidal Thoughts or something like that. Great name for it, by the way. And he drank it, and just after one like 12-ounce glass, he was like, whoa. And he was like, hey, can I get one more of those, please? And they gave him another one. He was like, whoa. It was really good. Everybody there was phenomenal. Really, really sweet. Very, very kind to us. And the food was great. And price-wise, it wasn't that bad either. I know that's not a metal thing, but, you know, I want to give shout-outs to where shout-outs are due. They were phenomenal. So, Zydeco, if I'm pronouncing it wrong, I'm sorry, but Zydeco. Go check them out. Show them some love. But, I'm sorry, I'm taking the spotlight over here. I completely apologize.
You're fine.
I am telling a whole bunch of stories.
First of all, this is your podcast, so.
It is our podcast. We are all one podcast.
We are podcast.
My ass hurts right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to detour real quick because the chair I'm sitting in is not even a chair.
Hold
on a second. You got. Oh god. Okay. Look at this thing. It's like a saddle. Look at that. How?
I wonder if.
Who? Why?
I'll sit on it. Let me sit on it for a minute.
No. I'll tough it out.
I mean, I kind of want to try it.
Do you want to ride my saddle?
Daddy?
Here, we'll swap chairs.
And
the chair broke. This is chaos right now.
Absolute chaos.
But speaking of chaos, I also want to give another shout out to a guy that we've been talking to recently. Let's get situated before I start talking because I want to give him the respect. Oh
my
God.
God. Yeah, that's not a good idea. All right.
So I'll just take this chair back and I'll put a donut in it or something. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Bear with me as I go do something real quick. I got a pillow. There we go. Actually, that works out very well.
It just looks so uncomfortable.
I feel like I just went.
So sorry.
I feel like I just went like a few rounds in a hardcore porno, and I need to sit on my donut. But which we're filming right after this for our OnlyFans. Not her and me. It's Zach and I. You get to watch in the corner. But but speaking of jacking off, I want to give a huge shout out to our a friend from across the pond, all the way in England. A good friend of ours that we just started talking to in the past couple of weeks. His name is Liam. Goes by the Instagram name Screamin' Liam, and also that on YouTube. Dude is a solid vocalist. Very cool, very fun, very chill guy, and I've really gotten to know him over these couple weeks when we've been back and forth, just one talking about music and just BSing half the time, just back and forth joking around with each other, and he recently did a competition for the band Angel Maker, which I don't know if you guys, whoever follows us on Instagram, if you don't, why aren't you doing it? The Metal Hour _podcast on Instagram. We posted a link because Angel Maker a couple weeks ago was posting basically kind of like this challenge that they have for one of the new songs, to kind of promote a new album that they have coming out pretty soon. And I want to say the song was called Bloodthirster, and basically the challenge was we're gonna release an instrumental of this song, and we want you to put your raw vocals over this, and then we're gonna pick the winner. I can't 100% fully remember what the winner gets. I think a shout out and probably like a video chat with them or something of that sort. Excuse me. And so
Missed my Bible.
I'm sorry. But we tagged Liam in this, and he accepted the challenge. But then he comes to me. He's like, he talked to me privately. He's like, hey, I don't know who Angel Maker is. I'm like, what? He's like, I'm gonna give it a shot though. I'm gonna try it out. I'm like, all right, dude, freaking go for it, man. Try it out. And so within probably 3 or 4 days, he pulls it out, and it is amazingly done. It is so well put together. It is so well shot.
You showed it to me, didn't you?
I do believe I did.
Or maybe like a part of it.
Part of it, yeah. It's so well shot, so well done, and for as quick as he put it together, it is phenomenal. And go check it out. It's Screaming Liam on YouTube and Instagram. You can find all the links. We'll put them right down there. And it's pretty cool because he doesn't really do reaction videos or stuff like that because he just sticks with straight music. But for that, Angel Maker released reaction videos to all their submissions.
Oh,
and
that's cool.
So he did a reaction to a reaction, and it was kind of funny because he saw a video of Angel Maker watching his video, which is probably like one of the biggest honors ever. And he was watching them, and they were saying things about it, and they were talking about, oh, yeah, this is really well done. You can tell that he knows the music and that he listens to it, and he just looks on the camera and he goes, so fake it till you make it, bud. Unfortunately, he did not win it, but we were talking, and he says it was a fun experience. He was glad he got to get out of his comfort zone a little bit and try something new. And I'm like, good for you, dude. I'm so happy to hear that. I'm glad that you took it upon yourself to try it out, and hopefully I'll see more from you in the future. And hopefully, which this is definitely going to happen, I just got to talk to him. You might see some things with the Metal Hour and Screaming Liam. Maybe. Nothing set in stone yet, but there's some words being thrown around. But we're gonna leave that up to fate and see what happens. But I'm sorry, I kept going on a rant. I barely talked to you. But I think this should frustrate you as much as it does me.
I already know what you're going to talk about.
Yeah, because we talked about this yesterday, a little bit of it, and how frustrating it actually is. the AMAs are coming out, which is the American Music Awards, and they released all their nominees of best male, whatever, best this, best song, best group, yada 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 yada, and this really frustrated me. At the AMAs, zero, absolute zero. I've looked at all the categories, all the nominees, absolute zero rock artists.
Not even rock.
Not even rock. I can understand metal because people are like, ew, but rock artists.
Oh yeah, I get it. Metal's not for everybody, but rock is on the radio, man.
Exactly, and like
you can still turn on the radio and hear System of a Down.
Exactly, stuff like that, and it bothers me because I looked up the categories and I've broken down the ones that made me the most upset. Let's see, in the category called pop/rock.
Sorry.
Pop/rock. So this is a rock category for male artists. Here are the 3 nominees: Justin Bieber, Post Malone, and The Weeknd. Which I will say, I know we are metal fans, but I will give it to The Weeknd.
Oh yeah,
he is actually pretty talented. I'll give it to him.
Oh, he's a wonderful artist,
phenomenal artist.
And I guess if you listen to the whole Stoney album by Post Malone, I can get where they're coming from with rock, but
he's not. He's not a rock artist. Though.
No, he's not, and those aren't the songs that like hit the radio.
Yeah.
You have songs like Better Now and what is it? Sunflower, the one that he was.
Then there's Circles and stuff like that.
Then those are not rock. There's nothing rock about them. It's all like pop and hip hop and all
exactly.
that.
And here's another thing that really bothered me. We have. I'm gonna go through these categories and we'll talk about them. We have pop/rock again for a group, and here are the 3 groups: BTS.
No clue who that is, first of all.
They're really big in, I believe they're a South Korean K-pop group.
Nope.
Which, hey, all credit to them. Do your thing. Jonas Brothers. Which, to be honest with you, the only reason they got that is because nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's all nostalgia. Because I was probably about, 8, 9 years old when they came out. If not, maybe a little younger, back in the early Disney Channel days.
You were a little bit younger.
With like Camp Rock and stuff like that. And they left in my teens. And now as an adult, they're coming back.
They've resurfaced.
Because
they ran out of that Disney money.
They ran out of that dosh.
Please stop saying that.
And this is one that makes me most upset. Maroon 5 is up for best pop.
You can't call the genre pop/rock and then only have pop artists.
Exactly. That's like saying, hey, this ice cream has chocolate and vanilla in it. Here's a thing of vanilla.
But it's just vanilla.
What? Where's my chocolate? You open up, it's like open up a Neapolitan ice cream and only seeing strawberry, which thus is the best part of it.
That's debatable.
Is the best part. You're expecting all 3 flavors.
The best part
Where's
of it.
Where's my chocolate and vanilla?
The best part of Neapolitan ice cream is all of it.
You're right.
If you like strawberry ice cream so much, why don't you just buy some damn strawberry ice cream? Don't shit on my Neapolitan.
And then we have pop rock category again for best song. And I'm going to read all these off because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5 of them. We have Lewis Capaldi's Someone You Loved.
Dua Lipa?
Yeah. Don't Start Now. Post Malone Circles. Roddy Ricch, The Box. Which is not 10 Seconds of Life. The last 10 Seconds of Life, The Box. Which would beat this one, by the way. Whew. Excuse me.
In through the nose, out through the mouth. 3 seconds in, 3 seconds out.
And if this one won, I would be okay. The Weeknd, Blinding Lights.
Because, to quote you...
It's fun.
No. That song always puts you in a good mood.
It does, okay? I don't care but I know this is a metal podcast, but dang it. Blinding Lights by The Weeknd puts me in such a good mood. Because it's just, you know, it's
We know that song
the
goes.
new keyboard cat, just like that the entire time. But this absolutely bothers me because an artist that both Zach and I, and I'm sure even you as well recently, highly respect is Corey Taylor.
Yep.
Corey Taylor went solo this year and started CMFT, which is Corey motherfucking Taylor. And so he released a solo album, and he had a song Black Eyes Blue, which is a beautiful, well-written rock song. Not metal, not anything. It's a rock song.
And we can also talk about anything by Stone Sour.
Anything by Stone Sour is phenomenal. But not even Black Eyes Blue is up for best song or best artist for Corey Taylor. And he has matched these sales.
Because they're literally just picking things off the radio.
Exactly. And that's what bothers me. That's why I feel like we get such a bad rep when it comes to metal and rock music.
Or lack thereof. Literally, like, no rep at all.
Exactly. Because nobody wants to play it. Nobody wants to hear it. When we can have freaking Cardi B talking about, her vaginal issues.
You could just say wet-ass pussy. 'Cause that's what it is.
But we have Corey Taylor singing his heart out. We have the entire Valley album, which is Phil Bozeman talking about how he lost his mother, how they were in a fatal crash, how she lost her eyesight, and she can't see the beauty of the world, and he still loves her, and how his stepfather brutally abused his entire family, and he's rejoicing in his death, which sounds dark, but everybody's been there. They've had somebody in their life. They're like, I freaking don't like this guy or this girl or whoever. They're talking about struggles within his life, within his childhood and his time now. But nobody cares about that because he screams, because he growls. But look past that and see the true artistry, see the true message behind it. But freaking WAP can get 100 million, 100 billion plays.
Well, it's not on the radio, man. Other stuff's just not on the radio,
Exactly. And that bothers the absolute, just everything out of me. Because they put their heart and their soul into this stuff. And they're making pennies. They're literally living off merch sales. Going to live shows. Just that $10, $15, $20 you give them, that's their gas. That's their rent. That's
gas to get to the next show.
Gas to get to the next show. They don't see a lot of that money because it goes to everything else. Say Whitechapel makes, I don't know, $10,000 at one show. Ticket sales, merch sales, CD sales, you name it, whatever it is. They don't see a lot of that because that goes to the venue. That goes to the beer carts. That goes to, the bus driver. That goes to the gas. That goes to, the merch guys. Whatever it is. But these people can sit back and sing 3 words to a semi-catchy beat, and they're making billions and millions of dollars.
Oh my god, those songs are... Have you seen the guy that... He goes to, a list, he says how to make a Post Malone song, and then he's drums, just like a tiny melody.
It's that
on
easy.
repeat, on loop, and then you can honestly just mumble most of it.
Exactly. It's that easy to do it. But I want to see him go in and say, let me make a System of a Down song. Let me make a Disturbed song.
God.
Let me make a Whitechapel song.
It's so political.
Let me make a protest
System of a
song.
Down.
Yeah. Let me make a protest song.
One thing that I love about Protest, I'm going to backtrack
go right
here a
ahead,
little bit. One thing that I love about Protest the Hero is that with the vast majority of their songs, there is not a single section of their song that repeats.
Right.
There's no
chorus.
Songs. A very few songs have a chorus.
Right.
And the ones that do, the rest of the song, nothing repeats. Nothing is the same for more than 10 to 16 measures.
Right. And if they have a chorus, they had to have that chorus in there to get a message across or something.
Right.
There's a reason why they have it in there. And
And all of these songs on the radio are just so repetitive. It's the same thing. You're listening to the same thing over and over again.
And that's the thing too. Like, they don't give any credit to Serge Tankian, who, if you guys don't know who that is, that's of course the lead singer of System of a Down. Who, like I said, we're not going to get political, but his solo stuff is political.
Very political.
But it paints a picture. It shows his country. It shows his life and what things have happened due to politics and stuff like that. And you want to sit back and tell me that's not beautiful? That's not putting your heart and soul into that?
A lot of protest stuff is pretty political too.
Exactly.
Sometimes.
But, I mean...
Or then with like Karak Angren, where they're literally telling like ghost stories.
They're telling a story.
Yeah.
A full story. If you sit down and read these lyrics, you'd be like, holy cow, this is a book. This is an excerpt from a book. No, this is a black metal band.
And here's, you know what kills me?
What?
Is that these songs that are on the radio, it takes like 20 people.
Exactly.
Like 20 people are credited with writing these songs.
Keep going.
Can't do it.
No, keep going. 1 second, because I'm gonna make a point real quick. Keep going. 20 people.
There are literally like, it takes like 20 people to write, like, you know the song Baby by Justin Bieber. It's like 6 or 7 people that are credited with writing that song, and the main chorus is one word over and over and over again. And then you know who wrote Strawberry Fields Forever by the Beatles?
Who?
Lennon and McCartney.
That's it, dude.
That's it. That's literally it.
Who wrote the entire Whitechapel discography? Phil Bozeman. That's it. You know who wrote all of Led Zeppelin songs? Just that group. They all pitched a little bit in.
Yep.
There's no like 40 producers, and freaking, you have songs like your personal favorite song of all time, which is Can't Stop. It's not. No. Don't tell me. It's coming to me, because it is a Led Zeppelin song.
It is.
And
even though Led Zeppelin is not my favorite band.
Your favorite band is the Beatles.
It is.
Actually.
Also credited with writing one of the first metal songs ever, Helter Skelter.
Really?
Yep.
Because that song makes people kill people.
That's not true.
How do you spell Karak Angren?
CARACH. ANGREN.
Got it. Okay, so one of my personal favorite Karak Angren songs, Bloodstains of the Captain's Log.
Have I told you today that I love you? That's the first song I ever heard by them.
Thank you. Okay, but...
Excuse you.
Since I've Been Loving You, by the way. It's Since I've Been Loving You.
Yes, it is. That's my favorite song in the whole world.
Okay, so... This song right here, Bloodstains in the Captain's Log, from the Phantom Ship album.
Yep.
And
we'll just call it that from now on.
Let's call it that, because it's a long name. Now, who wrote these? Who wrote these lyrics? Was it Dennis?
Yeah.
Dennis wrote all this.
Yeah, fairly certain.
Okay, so I'm just going to read you an excerpt from this.
You can literally just take like that first paragraph.
Exactly.
That's what I'm about. Like one of these middle ones right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go with this one.
Yeah. Okay. So this is probably the second verse, or
it's kind of like a bridge.
Yeah, kind of like
that's kind of like a bridge.
And so this is not winning. This is what this is. But WAP can win, but this won't win. It reads, "I stand for greed, lust, and the willpower to defeat. The mask I wear is kind with a distorted face underneath. I believe in bliss through violence and suppression. Take, rob, and rape. Don't let these filthy foreigners escape."
Just beautiful poetry. It
really
is just poetry.
I'll read after that. "On our pillage through the Indian seas, we sail heartless under the flag of piracy. Ravish and ruin their lives. Execute their children right before their eyes. My treasure chambers, streaming with the riches I adore. I call it..." Sorry.
Passion.
I lost my train. Oh. "I call it passion, not a sin, to kill for more and more and more." It just... stuff like that is beautiful, but that's not gonna win.
No.
That's never gonna win, you know. Which bothers me because, excuse my hand, my computer fell asleep. um, because that's poetry, that's artistry. Though some of it is dark, of course, it's still
I can't just
beautiful.
win like one award
That's what I'm saying.
for the genre that it is.
Lyricism. Let me look up something else real quick.
Because there aren't enough fans.
Because
aren't enough fans.
I quote this band a lot. It's Angel Maker again. And the reason I quote them is because of this line. This is from their song Abysmal. Now, Angel Maker is heavy. Don't get me wrong. And they're known for brutal lyrics.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is a song, basically, have you ever seen those memes, like, when the song is heavy but the lyrics are sad and it's just the guy just headbanging, he's crying, just...
No, I haven't seen that.
This is basically their pre-vocal call-out before the breakdown. And he sings, "As the skies were filled with fire, I let the dark take hold. And what I found is the weight had been lifted as I let my darkness go. For what is life without balance, and what is dark without light? Though I may love being one with darkness, we could all use a little light."
Freaking Robert Frost over here.
Honestly. That's a death metal band writing these things.
Where's my phone? Because I want to pull something up right quick.
Please, go right ahead. But I talk about this a lot. It bothers the absolute, just everything out of me. Because they're putting their heart and their soul into all these. And they get zero recognition. Because he screams that line, they're gonna turn their heads away. The music industry is gonna turn their heads away. When these guys are selling, if not matching, what the other artists are doing, you know, anybody who listens, and I don't generalize, but the majority of people nowadays who listen to mumble rap and whatnot will not give our music time of the day because they're like, oh, you can't understand what they're saying. Bitch. Like,
have you heard Amigos song?
Oh yeah, you can't understand what he's saying, but you can understand. You
sound like Hobson doing that one song.
Oh yeah, freaking Hobson did it, which I gotta give a shout out to Hobson because he's actually, for a rapper, he's pretty metal. His lyrics are metal. He did a song called No Words, and he made fun of them, which it literally was the entire time he was singing ridiculousness. And those guys are the ones who get the millions of dollars, who gets all the recognition, who gets all the play.
I want to
continue. What do you got?
This one very quickly. So this is from the song "Departure Towards a Nautical Curse," which is my favorite Karak Angren song off of that album.
Right.
And it reads, "The storm died down, but the sinister shroud of darkness remained, for daylight came no more. Floating in unending dusk, adrift on liquid ground. Months went by, and land was never found. Food supplies putrefied, and pestilence broke out. Suicide became routine. Some chose suspension, others jumped and drowned." It really is just poetry.
Right. It's insane. Like, if we want true poetry, I'll bring up a band that is literally poetic. It's called King 180, and they're. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought.
It happens.
Their whole just style of music is the lead singer basically talking, in a sense. Like he does like these low vocals, but he doesn't growl. He doesn't like do highs. He doesn't scream. He talks. And let me do a song called Alpha and Omega, which is one of my personal favorites by them. Actually, let me do a different song because Alpha Omega is more of a hype song. Let me do Kill 'Em All. Basically, he talks about him growing up in the slums of Chicago and how he's been a part of a bunch of gang violence. And basically how they took him and made him a monster because that's all he had the ability to do. Nobody wanted to hear him. Nobody wanted to listen. So they
That's
had
sad.
to, unfortunately, resort to violence. In one of the last lines of the song "Kill 'Em All," he writes, "That's it. I tried talking to you about peace. I quit. They only want to hear about the beast. Well, sit, open your ears, and close your eyes, and I'll try to tell you how it feels to fry. Taking a bullet feels like being set on fire, and the knife blade feels ice cold. And I've seen things when I sleep at night no author could describe with words. And I went to bed hungry, and I fought for my life, and when the chips are down, there's no backing down. When I try to explain it, it just drives me insane because I become so overwhelmed." That's not winning.
That's beautiful.
That's not winning anything.
And it's sad.
It is very sad. The song itself is super hype, too. But you want to talk about poetry, they do nothing but poetry. And it's amazing. But none of those are going to win awards.
No.
Which bothers me. But we went pretty long today,
we've been
which is good. But,
Talking about that for a while,
yeah,
too.
but before we head out and before my battery dies,
Which will be
soon.
very soon.
So we're gonna do this very quick. We haven't done this in a while, so I'm gonna do a send them to the slaughterhouse for you. And I explained what it was before, so I'm gonna hit you very quick. I'm actually gonna do 2 bands instead of 2 songs. Who do you think will reign supreme over the one and the other? You have Watain versus Croc Ingrid.
That's not fair, man.
I'm not here to be fair.
Watain's been around a lot longer than Croc Angren.
Yeah, but Croc Ingrid is a lot more melodic.
Yes, that's very true. Currently, I gotta go Watain.
Watain?
They're just their base is a little they're more established.
I feel you. I feel
Croc
you.
Angren's still kind of getting out there.
I'm personally going to go with Croc Ingrid, but they're both really good. I'm going to speed through this because our battery is dying.
It is.
And I need to go before all this gets lost.
No.
But
No.
go check out both bands, Croc Ingrid, Watain. Come check us out, metalhour.com. I wish.
Oh, man.
YouTube.
Hold on, we're going to cry really quick.
YouTube Metal Hour, Facebook The Metal Hour, Instagram The Metal Hour _podcast. Contact us The Metal Hour 1. That's the number 1 at gmail.com. If you want to, you can follow Casey too.
Don't do that. Unless you want to.
At was it the Walrus?
The Walrus was Paul.
The Walrus was Paul. Of course, a Beatles reference.
Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me. This was a little different than usual, but I enjoy time with you. We talk like this. We talk about music and whatnot, just in general. So I thought, screw it, let's freaking do this. So thank you very much. Thank you all very much. Liam, Chasing Dreams with Mike, Moxled, everybody. Thank you very much. We couldn't do it without you. And we're going to get out of here. So, as always, I'm Dominic Guard.
I'm Casey Lane.
There you go. And stay metal out there, and we'll catch you guys later. Peace.